to Real Shame, a show where the two of us talk about our list of movie blind spots. My name is Andy.
And I'm Adam.
And on Monday's episode, we tackled a movie that I had not seen before, a hockey film from the early 90s called The Mighty Ducks. And Adam decided to pair that with another movie featuring the Mighty Ducks. Adam's going to tell us all about it.
All right.
Take her away.
After a stint in the minor leagues, Gordon Bombay is asked to coach the Junior Goodwill Games and literally get the gang back together in D2: the Mighty Ducks.
Have you thought about coaching? After all, you were the Minnesota Miracle Man.
Yeah, well, coaching the Ducks was one of the best things in my life, but I can't make a living coaching Pee Wee hockey.
Where there's a way, there must be a will. My hockey suppliers tell me Team USA is still without a coach for the Junior Goodwill Games.
Oh, sounds great. Give them a call for me, Jan. Maybe I can sharpen their skates.
Don Knox skate sharpening.
I know, it's a great skill, Jan. But I don't want to spend the rest of my life sharpening skates in this rinky-dink town. I want something better. Something bigger.
D2: the Mighty Ducks came out in 1994, so just 2 years later. It is written again by Stephen Brill and directed by Sam Weisman. Again, Brill wrote the Mighty Ducks movies, Ready to Rumble, Heavy Rates, Little Nicky. Weisman really hasn't directed a whole lot of feature films. The only one that jumped out was George of the Jungle with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, nice.
Mighty Ducks bringing back a lot of the old team again, adding a few new ones. So we got Emilio Estevez back. Hans is visiting his parents in Germany. So we have John Rubes playing John. So they recast him a little bit or brought his brother in. Yeah. We have Michael Tucker new to the game as Tibbs. Carson Norgard as Coach Wolf. We have Catherine Irby as Michelle. And then again, we have Heidi King as Casey. Joshua Jackson as Charlie Conway. Eldon Henson as Fulton Reed. Sean Weiss as Goldberg. Vincent LaRusso as Adam Bangs, and on and on and on. There's like probably, I think, 5 or 6 of the team last year last movie they didn't make it this movie. And then they added some new faces and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't list Kenan Thompson.
Yeah, that's Kenan Thompson in it, yeah. SNL's own longest cast member in SNL history.
SNL lifer, Kenan Thompson.
Yeah. Well, because he only had this and Good Burger on his resume. Yeah. And Kenan Kel. Yeah, I should have added him.
Is he in heavyweights? I know the guy that plays Goldberg is in heavyweights, but I can't remember.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
If he's in heavyweights. Oh, well. I don't know. Just curious.
All right. So, I've seen, obviously, D2: the Mighty Ducks before. You haven't seen it before.
No.
So, what'd you know about it going into it? What'd you think of the movie? And do you think this is better or worse than the first movie?
I didn't know anything about this movie other than that it was a sequel to The Mighty Ducks. As far as the franchise goes, I thought there was 3 of them. I didn't know there was like an animated series or like the Next Class or whatever they've got now on Disney Plus. So that's interesting. I don't know if I'll get around to watching any of that stuff.
The animated series it's like a superhero show, right?
Oh, okay.
It's like SWAT Cats. Do you remember that at all?
Nah, I remember I never watched it.
Or like Street Sharks kind of thing, where it's like they're like mild-mannered ducks, and then all of a sudden they put on the hockey gear and become like Casey from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it's not even close to these movies. It's just it's weird.
Yeah, so as far as the D2: the Mighty Ducks, I actually think I like this one better than the first film. And I think I like it because, I just kind of like the premise better. Yeah. I think it's cool that they're playing like the Goodwill Games. They get to play all these different countries. And they've got, the first movie, the villain is like Lane Smith, basically, his old coach, who's kind of a dick or whatever. And this... it's the head coach of the Iceland team, right? And he's got this slick back hair. So he makes kind of a more smarmy kind of villain.
Did you notice that their colors are the same as the Wolves' colors in the first movie?
I did not notice that. Yeah, but that's
black and silver and stuff like that.
Nice kind of callback there.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But no, I like the premise. I mean, I like the fact that they're in the Goodwill Games. They're playing these different countries. Averman is in this film, or the kid that plays Averman, but he doesn't do the making copy stuff in this movie. So I did not find him annoying. I mean, I still think Emilio's a little bit blasé or whatever, but I had gotten used to it at this point. You know, I've seen the first film. I'd gotten used to him at this juncture, I guess. But no, I mean, I think I like this one better. Once again, I don't think that this film really throws you any curveballs. I feel like it's also still pretty formulaic, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, if you like the first film, chances are you're probably going to like this film as much or better, or maybe a little bit less, but you'll still probably like this film. I didn't have any major problems with it, just like the first film, other than if you want to cry about the fact that it's too formulaic or whatever. I did want to know, and put in my notes. So Emilio Estevez kind of has a little bit of attraction to one of the trainer, I guess, on the Iceland team.
Yep.
They go out for ice cream, and I know his Eldon Henson and one of the other guys gets kind of mad at him.
Yeah, the other best
because they feel like he's fraternizing with the enemy. But is that why he just stops talking to her? Because she gets dropped like a hot potato after that. And I was like, really? What? They don't really resolve that. And I mean, she's pretty good looking, so I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? Who cares what your hockey kids think, man? You need to pursue that." Yeah. So I found that kind of interesting. And then regarding the Keena Thompson character, I mean, anybody can just join the team whenever, apparently.
Yep.
So because basically, Keena Thompson's character talks a lot of shit in the stands to the team.
Hey,
about
he has that knuckle puck.
He has the knuckle puck, but he can play better. And then finally, the Team USA, or the Ducks, basically, they go and they play street hockey with Keena Thompson and his boys. And then after that, they're just like, oh, okay, now Keena's going to be on the team. And I'm like, surely that's not part of the rules. Surely they'd be, because going by that, it would be like, and again, I know it's just a movie and it's a kid's movie at that, but going by that, I would be bringing in a ringer. If we lost, because it's double elimination. Lost that first game.
Bring in Mike Madonna.
Mike Madonna, Wayne Gretzky. I'm bringing in whoever I can. I mean, probably they got to be a kid, but I'd bring in the best kid. I'd be bringing the best hockey kid I could find, and he'd be my ringer. So I found that kind of interesting. But again, obviously, I'm halfway kidding. I think that's just kind of a funny thing.
I'll say the IMDb trivia is cluttered with inaccuracies, or not inaccuracies, but things that wouldn't. Things that would break the rules if this was a real thing. But
when they go I guess after the second period, they go and they change jerseys, or they change outfits entirely. They got and I initially wrote down in my notes they can just change their uniforms, but then the announcer is like, apparently it's okay. I was like, okay, I'll cross that out of my notes.
One of the big things they said that they called out was that they switched goalies during the penalty shootout or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I wondered about that.
And it's not allowed.
That's not allowed,
unless the goalie's injured.
Yeah, because I was waiting for her to get her shot, because he tells her earlier in the film, he's like, you're going to get your shot. And, of course, she's going to play a big part in saving the day. So when they did finally, he's like, you're up, Goldberg's out. I was like, I wonder if you can actually do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Okay. All right,
so if you're going to coach the Goodwill Games, which is there such a thing as the Junior Goodwill Games, or is this
I have no idea.
Or do they just not have the rights to use the Junior Olympics?
No idea.
Okay, that was my big question. Is it feels like this is an Olympics analog without being the Olympics.
Yeah, and I forgot. So just like the first film, I don't know if do you have this in your notes or anything. We have some stars in this film as well.
Yeah. Oh no, I do not have it. So call them out.
Yeah, we have we have Kareem.
Yep.
We have Wayne Gretzky. I mentioned Wayne Gretzky. I would put him on my team. I don't remember who else is in it.
We have the female figure skater.
Is it
the
Nancy Kwan or Christy Yamaguchi?
I think it's Christy Yamaguchi.
I can't remember.
Yeah, Christy Yamaguchi.
Is that Greg Louganis is in it? Diver.
Yeah, there's a lot of
not just hockey people like the first film. This one. Kind of interesting. All right, so this is a movie that have you seen this as much as Mighty Ducks?
I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah.
You've seen one and
two?
I
watch all three usually together.
Okay.
Although I didn't watch the third one.
Okay, that was my next question. All right,
because the third one I will say is not as good as these two. Because the third one, yes. Sorry, go on. I'll continue after that.
You like Mighty Ducks, obviously.
Yep.
And whether or not that's colored by seeing it a lot of times, doesn't matter. You still like it now. is D2 better or worse to you than the original?
It's a really good question. So I would say historically, I always thought D2 was better.
Yeah.
Because I liked the additional group. I liked the fact that they brought the Bash Brothers in. I just thought the different like skills that the new people brought made it more interesting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this time around, I found it more like too fictional for some reason.
Oh, really?
Like it seemed too far, seemed to stretch credibility too far. I don't know why this time around it made me feel that way, where I'm like, really, like this kid would be like spinning around with a stick up there. Isn't that like high sticking and stuff like that? Like pirouetting around.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I like Tex a lot. I mean, or I don't think is his name Tex?
He's like rope and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but he's from Austin. I remember
Austin.
that. And he's the stereotypical Texan. He's
yeah.
like, yeehaw! I'm gonna go rope some cattle. Like we all have that.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all have cowboy hats, and we're all gonna rope stuff.
I don't like that stereotype, but I do like him. In
Yeah,
the
I do
movie.
too.
Yeah, I think he's fun.
Yeah.
And the kid that can't stop is cool. So like I said, I like the Bash Brother aspect of it.
Yeah.
So historically, I like D2 more, but this time around, I actually like the first one a little bit more, just because there's too many things in this movie that I was like, oh, that's weird, or it's like this doesn't seem right, and stuff like that. So the things that kind of stuck out to me are things that you mentioned, right? So it's for me, it's like the kid spinning around the ice, jumping around is like, he's going to get like a technical or a foul or something, or hit someone with a stick. The uniform change just doesn't have like any pathos for me. Like, it's like, why are we doing it?
Yeah.
Like for 80% of the team, that means something. But to me, it feels almost exclusionary now, because you have all these other people these 5 other people from all over the United States that they don't know what the Ducks are. Like, do they want to be Ducks? Like, they're Team USA. So for me, that kind of felt weird watching it now. Like, that feels very, exclusatory, and like it just didn't feel like it would fit very well with like bring a team together. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if maybe in the movie, if it was like if it was talking about, I mean, he kind of talks about teamwork and stuff like that, but if it was more like, I don't know, I think if they seeded it a little bit more to where it's like being a Duck meant something, like something greater than being like Team USA, which would be hard to do.
Yeah.
I think it would work better for me. Like, that uniform change just really threw me. It just felt weird to me this time around. I don't know why. It just did. You talked about Julie. Dude, like, he tells Julie, like, hey, just hang in there. Your time's going to come. And then all the shots we see are with Goldberg.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Until the very end.
Yeah.
And that sucked.
Well,
like, for me, I was like, oh,
I kept thinking that, I was like, okay, they set it up for her to like save the day. If they don't have her save the day, I'm gonna be mad because like she's not getting a chance to play.
Yes.
So yeah.
And there's a bunch of games that play in montage and games that we don't see, so she could be playing those games. But really,
she's
like,
probably not.
Yeah. But really, we only see her come in and clutch at the end, and like, that just felt weird to me too. And also, it's like, when did Goldberg become a good goalie? Like, he sucked. Like, he's afraid of the puck in the first one because he has shitty pads or whatever, and he gets better pads, but he's still not a great goalie in the first one. And then
he's been practicing between the movies.
No, the only one we see practice is Adam Banks, right? And Keenan.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that felt weird to me too. I'm being super nitpicky, and I don't know why all these things jumped out at me this time around, but that stuff did. And it just felt really more. It feels weird to say, but it felt more fast and loose with the rules of hockey than the first one was.
Yeah.
Like the first one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
First one, I felt like there's things where it's like, okay, that's probably not a thing you can do in a kids hockey game. But this one, it felt like it kind of did more of those, and those stood out to me. So that's kind of I aspects of it I like. Nostalgia's still in play, but I think honestly, well, at least after this watching, the first one I like a little bit more than this one because of all those things I just kind of listed out for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like it more. A large part of it is I do like the expanded kind of cast with the more kind of colorful characters, with the Texas guy, with the Bash Brothers, with all that stuff. I think it's fun, but I will give you that it is fairly ridiculous as far as kind of what they do out there on the ice.
And it's interesting that like that's the trope of this is that like, and you see it like in the Replacements and movies like that, where it's like we're not as good as we're like amateurs. We're not as good as the real team or the professionals. So we have to do trick plays to kind of get there and stuff like that, which I guess it's supposed to be more realistic because, how can you get some people that aren't that great to being, the best, in a short period of time? But also it's just kind of like, I kind of wish they didn't have trick. Like, I kind of wish it was like, came down to like not trick plays, but maybe, passion and stuff like that, rather than like, oh, the flying V formation, or, oh, we're going to pirouette over here and, or we're going to have the goalie, have Keenan dress up in the goalie's outfit and then knuckle puck it from, the middle yard line or whatever.
Right.
So all that kind of stuff kind of stood out to me on this time around, right? Yeah. So that's my thoughts on D2. My notes aren't that interesting. I called out the color of the uniforms, and the part where Emilio wants them to stay late is actually based off of a Herb Brooks 1980s Olympics team where they basically skated until they turned the lights off and all that kind of stuff. So, I went on long about my criticisms of the movie, but ultimately I do like this movie and they're fun. So I'll talk briefly about D3.
Yeah.
D3 is good as a memory, but not in watching. They go to college or like a boarding school or something like that. And like they really don't fit in and they're not like the best that they were. And that's kind of interesting aspect of it. And we retained some of the characters from this one into there. So some of the new guys, like both Brash brothers are in D3 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's not great. I think it's the weakest of the two, but if you like the vibe and you're having fun watching the first two, then adding the third one is going to be as much fun. It's just not that great, not that much better.
I might check it out. I'm kind of more interested in checking out the new class or whatever it is that has like some cameos or whatever from these guys. I think that might be kind of interesting.
I think that's a series, right? So that's like 6, 8, 12 episodes.
If it's not too long, I might go and get into it.
Well, you have to report back. Maybe I'll watch it if it's good.
Maybe. All right. So Mighty Ducks, Mighty Ducks 2, Mighty Ducks 3, Mighty Ducks 17. They're all on Disney Plus.
That's right.
So the animated series, the new show, it's all on Disney Plus because they're all Disney properties. So you can feel free to check them out or recheck them out for the 100th time, however many times you've seen them. Just like the first film, this movie's not critically well received. In fact, the scores from Rotten Tomatoes and Siskel and Ebert and Leonard Maltin are almost identical.
They just cut and pasted like they did the title.
Pretty much. 21% fresh, and the first one was 21% fresh. So they're both 21% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. The first one had an audience score of 65%. This one's gone down a little. It's 59%.
Oh.
Both movies got 2 thumbs down, and both movies from Leonard Maltin only got 2 stars. Once again, I think the main criticism was this movie's too damn formulaic. Not as good as it could be.
All right. Well, that was our thoughts on D2 The Mighty Ducks. On these Wednesday episodes, we always like to answer viewers' questions. And since we talked about 2 hockey movies this week, we decided to pull a question that was about hockey. And the question is what are our favorite hockey movies? Yeah. So I don't think I've seen a whole lot of hockey movies in my life. Like, I feel like Slapshot is the big one that people call to, which I haven't seen. I've seen Goon, which I thought was good, and that has a sequel or 2. Yeah.
I'm the same way. I mean, I've seen far more movies about baseball and football and basketball than I've seen about hockey.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock against hockey. I mean, I don't watch a lot of hockey, honestly. I watch more of the other 3 sports. But I still enjoy a good hockey movie now and then. So, I also like Goon. That's not my top pick for a hockey film, but I thought it was enjoyable.
Mystery Alaska one, a hockey movie?
Mystery Alaska and Miracle are both hockey movies, and I don't think I've seen either one. And I know that I just heard a collective gasp from the 5 people that watched this show. They're all like, how have you not seen Miracle or Mystery Alaska? Because honestly, I feel like those are really, really 2 beloved hockey films. Well, but I have not seen either one.
I've never seen Mystery Alaska.
Yeah. So we're in the same boat. I feel like we can lump that in with like Any Given Sunday.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
movies that people are like shocked that we have not seen, but we have not seen. I have a feeling I know what your hockey movie is, but I'm gonna let you say it.
All right, mine stars one of my favorite actors, and it's a movie you just mentioned that you haven't seen, but I've seen it and I like it. And my favorite hockey movie is Miracle.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
I like Miracle a whole lot. Maybe, hopefully, I'm not missing another one, but I think Miracle works great. I like the story. It's an underdog story. I feel like it's a Disney movie, but it's probably not. It just feels like that Disney.
So that has Kurt Russell.
Sports movie. Yeah,
right?
has Kurt Russell in it. And it feels like that Disney sport movie. He's a coach. Awesome movie. U.S. getting kids going against the Russians. As we did in all of our movies were about in the 80s, 90s, and stuff like that. So for me, my favorite hockey movie is Miracle.
So I was going to say Slapshot, but it's been a long time since I've seen Slapshot. Now, I remember liking Slapshot a lot.
Is it sudden death?
I doubt that, no, although I do love me some Van Damme. I don't doubt that if I saw Slapshot again, I probably would still like it and probably still think it's funny. I can still remember some funny lines from it. But rather than pick Slapshot, I'm going to pick the movie that I thought you were going to say.
All right.
I don't know if you're going to change your answer. But the reason I'm picking this movie is because I saw this movie for the first time just a few years ago. And I know you've seen it because when I told you I'd seen it, you said one word to me. Okay. And I knew that you'd seen it. And that word was Topic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this movie is The Cutting Edge.
The Cutting Edge is really good, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, loosely call that a hockey movie. It's more about a hockey player that's kind of teaching an ice skater or, or she's teaching him, I guess. They're kind of doing a routine or whatever. But still, he's a famous hockey player. He's a hockey player. It's all on the ice, so we'll call it a hockey movie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with The Cutting Edge because, I'm not saying it's better than Slapshot, but I don't remember Slapshot as well as I remember The Cutting Edge, and I remember The Cutting Edge being really entertaining.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Cutting Edge, and I haven't seen Miracle and Mystery Alaska, so I'm going to go with that.
I like Miracle more, but Cutting Edge is awesome.
Okay.
That was one of those movies that my sister wanted to watch, and I was like, really, we're going to watch this movie about this?
Yeah.
And then we put it on, I'm like, oh, this movie's awesome. This movie's great.
Yeah.
So
I retract my statement.
Yeah. I feel like not a lot of people talk about that movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it's underseen, but it's a funny movie.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So
yeah.
Again, it's definitely not a knock against Slapshot. I just probably need to rewatch it more recently. But Cutting Edge, I've seen it. Again, I'd never seen Cutting Edge until probably the last 4 or 5 years. So
I bought Mystery Alaska to watch it because I liked Miracle so much and heard good things about it, but I have yet to watch it. So
yet to watch it. All right.
Yeah, and I have not seen Slapshot either. So I have not seen Slapshot in addition to Mystery Alaska. So we have some more hockey movies that we have to knock off our list.
Just keep adding them on.
And if you want us to watch those movies, you got to comment and let us know so we can prioritize them. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, that was our favorite hockey movies. Let us know which ones we missed, which ones you like. Maybe you have a favorite hockey movie that looks at it from a different world point of view. Like maybe it's a Finnish or Swedish point of view, German, stuff like that. That'd be cool. I'd be interested in seeing that. So let us know what your favorite hockey movies are, both U.S. focused and world focused. That would be super cool. Please like and subscribe and share and do all the social media stuff. It really does help spread the word, and we really do appreciate it. And send us viewer questions like this one to our email address, realshame@gmail.com. And that's it. Stay tuned next week as we watch some movies from my list of shame that I haven't seen it. Some movies from across the pond. And we'll see you soon, guys.